Hello. Hello guys, am I audible? Can you please confirm? Hello guys, am I audible? Can you please confirm? Okay, fine. So guys, last day we discussed about the conditions. We discussed about that how can I write the if condition, how can I write if or else condition, if and else condition. How can I write multiple if conditions, right? Multiple if else condition, then what we call as a elif, right? Elif condition, and after that we have seen that how to write the for loop. Okay, so now let's proceed, guys. Okay, we'll wait for a minute and we'll start. So now let's go and start one more loop here, guys. Before I start a new topic, do let me know if you have any question from the last class. Guys, any question from the last class? Yes, no, maybe. No questions, I guess. Okay, right. So if there's no question, then let's start. So today, what we are going to discuss is a while loop. While loop we basically use for as a infinite loop. Okay, while loop, right? So here we run the loop till the time my conditions are met. So when I was into the electronics, right, embedded systems, so I started my career with that, right? So there all the program starts with the while loop. What is the purpose of while loop? That let the machine work till the time you get a interruption from a user as a key, right? As a key press. So key press, the conditions are met, then you come out of the loop. Otherwise, your entire program will run in a while loop. Your entire program work in a while loop. Okay. So what is basically the while loops are? So here while I will have a condition, and if the conditions are met, right? This is my code. Okay. I'm going to execute this. For example, let's say I is equal to 1, and if I say while I less than or equal to 5, okay, print I. So this is my code, and then here I say that I is equal to I plus 1. That means I have already it's kind of a for loop. I am doing the initialization. I am checking the condition, right? I am executing the body, and then I am incrementing. Okay. Let's see this. I am using the same file here. While loop. So the same code what I've written on the notebook. Let's say I is equal to 1. Okay. While I am writing a condition while, and this basically we are not going to use, right, in our day-to-day work. So what we are going to use basically is a for loop. So while I is less than or equal to 5, I'm going to do some stuff, right? Let's say print I, and then I am writing a condition I is equal to I plus 1. So now I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 5, right? Print I, this is pretty simple. And after printing, I am giving this condition. Okay, clear guys? Please make a note. For example, let's take one more example here. I is equal to 0. The same thing actually, and this we are not going to use. This is not as popular as the for loop, right? Okay. So as I said last day that we are still into the generic Python. So this loop, right? This kind of loop I was using day in day out when I was into the embedded system. I was writing software for the machines, right? Like washing machine, refrigerators. So the whole system has to work. I plus 1. Now let's do print. Okay. Uh, and we know that I can combine the if condition with the for condition. For condition, it's like, see here also, I think we have used in the for condition. Okay, I did not use it. Yeah, here I have used for condition. I have used the if and else condition, right? So we can combine anything. Invalid syntax. While it should be I, right? While I is less than 10. Okay. Now the issue is indentation. And if condition also, there should be colon, right? Again, there is the indentation. Okay. So I have a while condition here. While I is equal to 0, I have initialized it. I am checking the condition, terminating condition here, right? And then I'm doing the increment. So increment, if you want to do after print, before print, it's your wish. So the kind of logic you want to build, you can do it. Okay. Now we are going to learn one more concept. I hope you are writing the code, guys. No questions. Okay. So now let us see. We will use the two things like continue and a break. Continue and a break. So for example, I am using for I in. I hope this part is clear, right? The range one, because the range one is very popular and we are going to use a lot of time, right? For I in range of 1 to 6, if I modulus 2 equal to 0, again, you must have understood that it's a even and odd logic, right? I'll use continue. Continue. And I. Let's see the output first. Okay. See, the indentation is very important, right? The reason here is what I'm trying to check. Let me do it for 1 is to 10. Okay. First time the value of I is equal to 1. I check if the modulus is 0, or if the remainder is 0. Then you are simply skipping it. So this means that you skip. You do not print. You simply skip it. Right? And then after that you have a print statement. You are not going to execute this one. You'll come to the for I is equal to 2, for I is equal to 1, right? This condition fails, this condition fails, you are going to print 1. Next time I is equal to 2, you are coming here, this satisfy, you are going to continue means skip. Okay. Then I is equal to 3, you are going to print this. I is equal to 4, skip this. something like that. Okay. So it skip the line. Similarly, we can use the break statement also. For I in range of 1 to 10. Okay. And if there is some condition, right, some specific condition, let's say, for example, if I equal to 5, in this condition, I am going to break it, right? And then print, print I. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will not wait for the total terminating condition. If the condition is met, right, you are going to break and come out of the loop. So this is, I'm going to stop the loop. So please complete these two examples. So continue is only to skip the next iteration, right? And break is that if you want to terminate the loop early or if you want to exit the loop early. Now if this is done, right, let's go and check the functions. So functions we all know, right? Functions is like just like your personal assistant, right? So if you want to do something multiple times, you will write the functions. So there are some already inbuilt functions which we are currently using. Let's say, for example, the print function. Print function does some work. So whenever I want to print something, we are using it. So print is nothing but is a system defined function. Now I can even define my own functions, right? What we call as a user defined functions, right? And the defined functions, we will start with the keyword def, right? And here the name of the function. Then we'll have the colon, right? I will have some body, right? It can be one line, it can be multiple line. Then I will have a return statement. Return statement. Okay. So for, this is the function definition. Then I need to call the function. Call the function. What do you mean by that? See, I let's say for example, if I want to do something multiple times, right? I will create a function so that so it's a one-time investment, right? So whenever I need this function to be called, right, I will call this function. I will call this function. Okay. So when I call this function, right, it will go and execute this line of code. Right, guys? So now let's see that how we can define the function. Let's say, for example, if I want to do the square, or let's say addition. You already have the function sum function, right? But if I want to do addition, so this is my user defined name. This is a user defined name, right? So you want to give any name to the function, you are going to give it, right? So define function, and now here you will have some arguments. Okay, so let's say n1 and 2. So there are two numbers you want to add, and this is the column. Now here is the body. Now here is the body. Body says that let's say result is equal to n1 plus n2, right? And then here I can write return statement, return result. So what has happened? I have already defined a function. Function name is addition. This is a user defined name. So you can give a name to the function, whatever you like, right? So n1 and n2. This function will take two arguments, and the body is that here what is going to be done is n1 plus n2, and it will save in result. And this is what return result is, that the function will return this part, result part. Now, if I need to call this function, again, I need to use the same name, addition. So the in this cell, it's the function definition. Here I'm calling the function, let's say 4 and 5. So now 4 and 5. So n1 will be 4, n2 will be 5. Result will be 4 plus 5. Result will be 9, and return will be 9. You get the answer 9. Okay. Just 1 second, please. So basically, this is your function definition. This is your function calling. You are calling the function call. So you can use it anywhere in your program. You have already defined the function. So this is one time, right? So you have defined the function. Now in the function, this is the keyword. This colon we all know, right? These are the parameters, params or parameter, right? Now this is the body. Now here I can have 1 line, 2 line, 10 line, 20 line. In the function itself, I can write the for loop conditions, if condition, whatever I want to write, I can write. And this is the return, right? And now here, whenever I call addition 4, 5, I'll get the answer 9. Please check this one. Is any question here? Now, let's say the next time I want to call this function, so the name will be same, addition, let's say 134 and 65, right? So I'll get my answer. So now you must be thinking that what is the purpose? I can directly use the calculator, right? So yes, you can use it calculator, but sometime if you want, let's say if you want to evaluate one expression, a complex expression, right? And you have written a code, or if you want to do certain things, step A, B, C, D, E based on certain conditions, right? Then you can write a function. So function is for reusability. So if you want to reuse it multiple times, then only write a function. So for example, definition, I want to write an equation. I am giving the 3 numbers. Again, there is no restriction here. Or let me write xyz colon is required. Now here I am saying that let's say p is equal to 5 multiplied by x plus y square, and q is equal to, let's say, p minus z cube. Okay, let's say for example, and then I am writing return is equal to, I want to return q. So the equation is, again you may ask that why I'm writing this. Again, there's no logic here, right? So I am just trying to tell you that you can write some equation. So whatever the equation you want to write, you can write it here. So for example, I have written here, right? And now whenever I need to call this function, I will write equation, let's say 10, 5, 2. Now let's equate this. So 5 multiplied by 10 is 50. This is 50. 5 square is 25. So p value will be 75. P value will be 75. And now q is equal to p minus 2 to the power 3, which will be 8. So 75 minus 8 will be 67. My answer is 67 here. Okay. Or the same definition you can write like this as well. Let's say, for example, I'm writing equation 1. So you can write directly like this also. So it's all depend on that what do you really want. Return p. Equation 1, you give the same value and you'll get the same answer. Okay, guys. Yes, please complete this one. Any question on this, guys? Yes, it is actually almost necessary, right? There could be some exceptions, right? But I do not remember that we write the functions without return statement. But it's the best practice for sure. And you can write, let's say for example, you can write even the equation directly in the return statement. But again, that is not a good practice. So for example, you can directly write this equation here itself. Equation 2. Again, let's give the same number so we get the same answer. 10, 5, 2. Right. But again, this is not a good practice. You are not going to lose anything if you are using one extra line. Now for example, right, if I only give the two argument, it's a problem. If I don't give any argument, it's a problem. If I give, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, if I give four arguments, it's a problem. So the number of arguments should be equal to what you have already defined the function. Now let's say for example 10, 5, 2. If you do not want to use, let's say for example, you can give some default value. Let's say for example x is equal to 1, let's say y is equal to 2, z is equal to 3. You can define some default values of these arguments, or we call it a parameter. And then, sorry, this is not equation, let's say equation 3. Equation 3, and I do not want to give any argument here, so it will take those default arguments. Can I try with one argument? Okay. Right. So value of x is equal to 5, y is equal to 2, and z is equal to 3 as already given. Can I write like this? Equation 3, 10, 5. So value of x will be 10, value of y will be 5, and value of z will be 3 by default. Yes, please do write. Guys, please let me know once you have written this code. Yes, I hope you have written it right. Cinemas, that is not required. We can certainly do that part. As I said in the start, that we do not want to be a programmer. We want to learn the programming step which is required for my machine learning. deep learning and AI stuff. Okay. Yes, yes, I got your point. Okay, and one more thing that right, Python is a Python for data science is a language for the mathematicians, right? So we are going to learn some basic things which is required for my day-to-day job. It is important to know that what needs to be learned. It is more important that what need not to be where not, need not to spend a lot of time. So those things yeah, we can learn right once we get comfortable right in the basic things. Guys, please let me know once you're done, once you've written the code for this, and do one thing, right? Write at least two functions with your own logic. Write a equation. Let's say, for example, try to solve this equation. Let's say 5x square minus 2y cube minus plus 7 z is equal to this. Write this one and solve this. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Guys, please let me know once you complete this function. Yes, I hope this is done. Okay, so now let's see one more thing. We have some fancy functions, what we call as the inline function also, right? And we call it the lambda function. Lambda functions. So this is one line function. The job of the function is same thing, right? But if you want to use it, you can use it. It looks like a sometime it looks like a fancy function. So for example, as we see that addition is equal to two numbers. So here we can write add is equal to lambda is a keyword. So here we are not going to use the def, but lambda. Lambda is a keyword here. I can give my parameter, let's say A, B, and then colon. And what is the body, right? In the body, what we do, right? And this will be, I do not need to write any return statement. In function also, right? The return statement is not mandatory, but you should write it. Okay. So the job is done. And now you write print statement, print. You call this function, you give the argument, let's say 5 and 10. You you will have your job. So this we call as a lambda function, or we call it the inline function. Okay. So there is no restriction on the number of parameters, but there is a restriction that you need to write this function in one line itself. You need to write this function in one line. I have the previous functions, what previous function what I've given to you, that you have written already. So now, for an example, I am writing the same thing. Now lambda is a keyword, so the color also has been changed. Let's say n1, n2. Okay, and now here n1 plus n2. Okay, print. In the print statement itself, you are calling the function and you are giving the argument. Let's say 10 and 5. Let's say multiplication, lambda, ABC, ABC. I want to multiply lambda. Okay, A is missing here. ABC colon. Then I say that A multiplied by B multiplied by C. And then here print multiplied by the number what you want to give, you can give. Yes, I hope this is done. Okay, great. Now, guys, now let's jump to the Python for data science, and we'll come back and we'll cover few topics, few small topics, right? Now, so this file I'll share. Buy your phone, whether right, you get some basic functionalities that you can make call, you can receive call, you can send SMS, and so many other things. But you cannot do everything. You cannot perform all the activities. You get a phone, you get some basic functionalities, basic functions in the phone. Now, let's say for example, you can send SMS, you can receive SMS, you can send a call, you can receive call, right? You can do a few more things. But let's say for example, you want to use WhatsApp. Then what needs to be done? Guys, tell me what needs to be done then? So first you need to know that you want to use WhatsApp because you want to do WhatsApp call. Let's say the video call. Let's say for example, your requirement is that you want to perform a video call. Then you will search for that what are the softwares or what are the apps are available in the Play Store, right, or on the App Store that support the video calling. Then you look for the best app and then you are going to install it. You are going to install the app, and this installation will be one time job, one time. And whenever you want to make a video call, you are going to open it multiple times. So here I'm calling this is the app. In Python we call it the packages. So till now we were using the Python for generic uses, right? And I was able to perform few things. But if I want something specific, then I first need to look for that what is my requirement and what is the packages which supports this requirement. I need to install that package, and that will be one time activity. And whenever I want to use it, I need to open it somehow. So in Python, we need to install the package like pip install, pip install. So one package is NumPy. Now there is one more concept. Now, due to some reason, because few apps are very popular or there is some commercial agreement, right? In most of the phones, now the Facebook is coming inbuilt. Previously, it was not the case, right? So similarly, yes. So similarly, here also, lot many packages which were not the part of the basic Python, now they are coming as a pre-install. Again, it is not a part of basic Python. It is coming pre-installed. So you are going to save this one-time activity for some of the packages. So whenever you open your phone, the Flipkart or probably the Facebook, it will come auto install. Again, that is not part of iOS or that is not part of Android. Okay. So I may save this. So some of the packages here, right, has already been so popular for the data science that it's coming pre-installed. 3-4 years back, we had to install it. But again, it will not take much time. Just one line command, pip install numpy. Now numpy is why numpy is numeric Python. It is nothing but numeric Python. In data science machine learning, we need to use maths, right? Internally at least, right? So we need some specific package which can handle these operations, and this we basically use for array. You know what is array, right? Array is nothing but column in a data set, a column. So you have a table. In table, you will have a column, let's say for example serial number, name, age, address. So these are the columns. So what is expected? You probably all are from the SQL background, right? So this you know better than me. So let's say you have the age. So now in this age column, what is expected that you should have some number, right? Here I cannot write ONE1. I should not be writing it. So array is nothing but collection of similar data type. So if I'm writing numbers, it should be number. If I'm writing string, it should be string. Okay. This part is clear, guys. And now what will make sense, because we want to do some mathematical operation, so it will not make sense to store the string value. I'm not saying that we cannot store it, we cannot save the strings, but what is the purpose? This package is uh, specifically for the numeric Python, numerical values. So can I perform the numerical operation with the string? No, right? So here, if I want to install it, pip install numpy. That's all. It is getting connected. Actually, it should not take much time. Installation will take hardly few seconds. My notebook is getting connected. Okay. Finally, it will give that requirement already satisfied. It is already installed. It is already installed. Okay, guys. As I said, that installation is one-time job, but whenever I need to use that app or use that function, I need to call it. So in Python, we right we say that, let's say for example import. So I need to import the package. Import numpy as np. So now np is alias. I can use numpy also, but because I need to give the reference numpy multiple times, so it is better to write just small, a few letters, right? And these NP, it is pretty standard across the community, so we are going to use it. Now, you will not get any output. That means your package has already been installed. Now, a few things to remember, right? Guys, any confusion with the concept that what is package, why do we use it? So, for example, if you want to develop the, let's say, for example, the you want to do the web scraping, right? So, some a specific package will be there. You can perform that. You want to do some, let's say, the web designing, some specific package will be there. Now, it is not expected from you that you need to know those things, or the guy who is working in a web development is not expected that he or she should know about the NumPy, pandas, and other things, because these are the specialized functions which will be used for the particular task. Clear guys? Any question on this? Okay. Now let's try to do one thing. Let's define a list one more time. L1 is equal to 2, 3, 4, or let's say 1, 2, 3, and L2 is, let's say 10, 11. So we know that L1 and L2 are list. I can check also print type of L1, and I can check the print type of L2 also. By this time you should know, right? But it is a good practice that you check in between. So that is nothing but your debugging code. Okay. Now, so if I perform L1 plus L2, what I'm expecting? I want to perform the element wise operation. That means 1 plus 10 is equal to 11, 2 plus 20 is equal to 22, 3 plus 30 is equal to 33. Right. But what I'll get? I'll get a string, I'll get a concatenation, right? So it will concat the two lists. So this is not expected. I want to do some mathematical operation. So now the list fails here. We have used the list, right? We have seen that we can, the list can save almost anything. But now we see that it fails. And where it fails, right? So here your what you call numpy is coming for the rescue, and we'll see that how we can perform this. Guys, if you want to go for a break, let's go for a short break of 6-7 minutes, and we'll come back and we'll start this. Hello guys, I'm back. So now, how to define? Okay, guys, you also join first. Fine, guys. So let's start. So how to define array here? So array is a function. For example, if you write array, Python will not recognize this because this is not part of the base Python. This is not part of the base Python. Okay. So I need to give a reference that which package I am referring to, right? And so in the NumPy package, we have a function called array, np.array. np.array, I have, let's say 1, 2, 3. So now, if you see carefully, it's a list, and what we are doing is simply typecasting this list as an array. And let me call this as a A1 as an array. Now, the type of A1 will be, it's a NumPy n dimensional array, nd array n dimensional array, right? So I have A1, which is nothing but I need to first write np.array because this function array belongs to package np, and it will not work if you do not give the reference, and np, it will not recognize np if you do not have this statement, import numpy as np. So let's say, for example, you disconnect your notebook, and if you reconnect and you directly come and try to execute this statement, this statement will throw an error. The reason is that you did not execute this. So whenever you need to use, right, once in a notebook or every time when it get reconnected, you need to execute this import statement. Clear? So I have A1. Similarly, I can have A2 also. So I can directly use, let's say, A2 is equal to, either I can use np.array 10, 20, 30. Now if I perform A1 plus A2, sorry, A2. I get 11, 22, 33. It's element wise addition. So element wise operation we are able to perform. Now I can use few commands here. Let's say, for example, I have the array a1 dot shape. So it will give me that it has 3 elements, right? A dot ndim, n dimension, not a, it should be a1, right? A is not defined. A is not defined, right? A1 dot ending. So I have one dimension array. A dot size. Why I'm writing A? It should be A1. A1 dot size is a 3. So we have three element. Now the shape says that you have three rows and only one column. That's why we have comma here, and in the size we do not have the comma. And if I want to see the D type, so this is something new, D type. So it will tell me why I am writing Q. Okay, so this will tell me that array is holding elements, that is for sure, but what kind of element it is holding? So it is holding integer value. So 64 you can ignore, guys. So sometime it will come 34, sorry, 32 and 64, right? This is not important in the era of that where we have a lot of memory space. So this part is not important. So what you need to learn is that it's a number. Correct, guys? Now we have few functions, right? Or special arrays. Let's say, for example, np.zeros. So 0, 0, 0, let me call as a z. Now the value of z is, so it will have the 2 by 3 array, and everything will be pre-filled as 0. So z dot endim, the two dimensional array. We have one row, second row, two dimensional array. Check the shape. Z dot shape. 2 by 3, so two rows and three columns. So it's basically a matrix actually. Okay. Size is 6. So total 6 element. So now you understood that what is the difference in the size and the shape. Size and the shape. Size will have the number of elements. Shape will have the number of rows and columns. Rows, comma, column. Endim will have the number of dimension. Okay. A1 is, we have already defined. Now the way we have used the indexing for the list, same way it will work for array also. A1 0, the value is 1. A1 minus 1, value is 3. Okay, better to write in this statement. So indexing will work same way. Okay, you can define a two-dimensional array also. For example, let's say A is equal to np dot, just like a nested list. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then you have 10, 20, 30. It's a nested list, right? So it should be in a list. Okay, it is nothing but a nested list, guys. It is nothing but a nested list. And what we are simply doing is a typecasting. Perform all the operations what we have learned. Name, shape, size. Now, guys, if you are done with this, let me know. And a small assignment: define an array. Like this. Okay, define an array like this. And one more thing, let me explain you. Let's say, for example, I want to extract 20 or 2, right? So how will I do? A index is from 0, right? What I did here, let's say, for example, I have something like this: 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30. Now, the index, this is my row 0, row 1 is my column 0, column 1, and column 2. What I need to write here is row comma column, row comma column. So if I write A zeroth row and first column, zero row and first column, I'll get 2. Okay. Now if I want to try something like that, let's say for example, I want to try A 0 0 to 2. So again same thing. So it's about the row, zeroth row, and column is 0 and 1. 0, 1, 2 will be exclusive, so 0 and 1. So this we should get this part. Now this you need to first define. I hope you've got the point. Let me know if you have any question on this. I want to extract. So this is your assignment. Assignment 1, 2, 3, and 4. I hope you can do it, guys. Yes, no? At least try. Go to text. So first you need to define this part. Oh, not this. Okay. So you first know you need to define this. Check all this command what we have seen, like shape and dim size, right? And then try to extract these elements. Is any question, any confusion here? Yes, please do it and let me know if you are facing any issue. Please try. Please give a shot. Okay, very good. Try this because you do not you do not need a validation from my side because you can see the answer yourself, right? So I think you have done two. So let me scroll it up. Guys, let me know once you're done. Guys, let me know once you're done. Okay, I hope you're done. Let me do few things very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so let's say A is equal to np dot array. We'll have a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we call this a nested list. A equal to this one. So I have my A, right? So this part is done at least. Now I in the first case I need first row and 0, 1, 2, 3 column. I'll just show you one, and after that you try. First row and column number 0, 1, 2. So 1 and 2 I need. 1 and 2 I need. So 1 and 2, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, right? So I have got this. Now, few things. np dot sum A. It will sum everything. np dot mean of A. It will do everything, right? np dot min function. Find out the minimum value. Better to write in a printf statement, guys. Otherwise, you'll see this np dot end distracting. Print. Similarly, I will have okay. So try this, guys. Guys, I hope you are writing the code and you're getting the concepts. Yeah, please let me know if you need any concept to be repeated.